Welcome everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to today's session. Today we're diving into Mastering English Grammar, your guide to Class 11. In this presentation, we'll explore key grammar concepts that will help you excel in your studies. We'll cover important rules, tips, and practical examples. So let's get started and make English grammar easier and more enjoyable for you. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the key topics we'll be exploring in this section. First up, clauses, punctuation, and figures of speech. These are advanced techniques that really elevate your writing and speaking. Understanding how to craft complex clauses and use punctuation effectively can make your communication more precise and engaging. Figures of speech, like metaphors and similes, add color and depth to your language, making your ideas more memorable. Next, tenses. Mastering the flow of time is crucial. Correct tense usage helps your audience follow the timeline of your story or argument seamlessly. We'll explore how to choose the right tense in different contexts, ensuring clarity and consistency. Then, sentence transformation. This is all about reshaping your ideas. Whether you're turning active sentences into passive or combining simple sentences into complex ones, this skill allows you to vary your sentence structure and keep your writing fresh and dynamic. Core grammar topics are the building blocks of all good language. Understanding these fundamentals, like subject-verb agreement, articles, and basic syntax, sets the foundation for more advanced skills. Practice and application are essential. By actively applying these techniques, you bring grammar to life. It's through practice that you develop confidence and fluency. Moving on, reported speech is a vital skill for echoing conversations and conveying what others have said, often with subtle shifts in meaning. Vocabulary and word forms are about expanding your lexicon. Knowing different word forms and how to use them correctly enriches your language and helps express your ideas more precisely. Why does all this matter? Well, strong grammar skills underpin clear, effective communication in any context. We'll also look at modals and determiners. These small words add nuance and precision, allowing you to express possibility, necessity, or specificity with confidence. Throughout this section, remember that mastering these techniques will significantly enhance your overall language skills, making your communication more impactful and polished. Welcome, students and teachers, to an exciting journey through Class 11 English Grammar. Today, we'll explore the key areas that will help you build a strong foundation in language. We'll start with the basics and gradually move towards more complex topics. This presentation is designed to make learning engaging and clear, so you can gain confidence in your communication skills. We'll cover everything from fundamental tenses to complex sentence structures, ensuring you understand how to use grammar effectively. Remember, mastering these concepts will not only improve your language skills, but also boost your overall confidence in expressing ideas clearly. So, let's get started and make this an enjoyable learning experience. By mastering these concepts, you're not just passing an exam, you're developing a crucial life skill that will benefit you in all your academic and future endeavors. Grammar isn't just about rules, it's about effective communication. A solid grasp of grammar allows you to express your thoughts precisely, understand others clearly, and articulate complex ideas with ease. It's the backbone of clear writing and confident speaking. Understanding why grammar matters helps us see how essential it is for both academic success and everyday interactions. When you communicate well, you build stronger relationships and open up more opportunities. So, keep in mind that these skills are not just for tests. They're tools that will serve you throughout your life. Now, let's take a closer look at conveying what others have said, which is often expressed through reported speech. This is a key skill because it allows us to share information or conversations that happened elsewhere in a clear and accurate way. Next, we'll explore modals, which are essential for expressing ability, permission, and obligation. Modals help us add nuance and clarity to our sentences, making our communication more precise. Moving on, we'll discuss determiners, which are used to specify nouns with greater accuracy. They help us define exactly what we're talking about, whether it's a particular object or a general idea. Lastly, Understanding time through verbs or tenses is crucial because it helps us place actions in the past, present, or future. Tenses give our sentences their timing and context, making our messages coherent. These core topics, reported speech, modals, determiners, and tenses, are the building blocks of English grammar and are fundamental for developing a strong language foundation. Now, let's explore the fascinating world of tenses and how they help us express time accurately. First, we have future tenses, which are used for actions that will happen in the future, from simple predictions to planned activities. Think of them as our way of talking about what's coming next. Then, we move on to past tenses, which describe events that have already occurred, whether they're completed actions or ongoing events that happened in the past. Understanding these is key to telling a clear story about what's been done. Next, we need to understand the different verb forms, V1, V2, V3, and so on. Recognizing these forms is essential for accurate time expression and for constructing correct sentences. We'll practice distinguishing between them so that our sentences sound natural and correct. We also have the various present tense forms, simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous, which help us describe actions happening now or regularly. These forms allow us to capture the ongoing nature of activities or their completed states. Ultimately, tenses are the core of verb usage because they let us convey exactly when an action takes place. As we delve deeper into this chapter, we'll see how mastering these nuances provides clarity and precision in our communication. Now let's look at some examples of quantifiers, which are words like some, many, few, much, and any. These words help us specify or quantify the nouns we're talking about. For instance, you might say some apples or many people, depending on the amount or number you're describing. Next, we have possessives, which include my, your, his, her, its, our, and their. These words show ownership or relationship to something. For example, my book or their house. They clarify who owns or is associated with the noun. Then there are demonstratives like this, that, these, and those. These words point to specific things or people. For example, this chair refers to something nearby, while those shoes refers to something farther away. Finally, we have articles, an, and the. Articles are a type of determiner placed before nouns to specify them further. For example, a cat, an apple, or the book. They help us introduce nouns and specify whether we're talking about something particular or something in general. So, in summary, these words, quantifiers, possessives, demonstratives, and articles, are all types of determiners. They work together to make our communication clearer and more precise by giving more information about the nouns we use. Now, let's look at some examples of how modals are used in everyday language. For instance, we might say possibility when we think something might happen, like it might rain today. When asking for permission, we use may I go to politely request. For obligation, such as studying, we say must study to show it's necessary. And when talking about ability, we might say can swim to express that someone has the skill. As you can see, modals, like can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must, and ought to are special auxiliary verbs. They help us express a wide range of meanings, possibility, permission, obligation, ability, and more, making our communication clearer and more nuanced. Understanding how to use these modals correctly is essential for effective and precise English communication. Now let's look at how reported speech works, especially when echoing conversations. For example, if someone says, I am going to the library, in reported speech, it changes to she said that she was going to the library. Notice how the I becomes she, which is a pronoun change. We also see a shift in tense from present simple to past simple, which is a key aspect of reported speech. This process allows us to convey what someone else has said without directly quoting them, making our communication more flexible and natural. We'll practice converting different types of sentences, commands, questions, and statements, so you can accurately relay information in both written and spoken English. In summary, understanding these shifts in pronouns and tense helps us echo conversations correctly, keeping the meaning intact while adapting the sentence structure. This is an essential part of mastering reported speech and making your English more fluent and natural. Understanding how to construct and identify these three types of sentences, simple, compound, and complex, really helps us write more sophisticated and varied sentences. By practicing arranging words or phrases into grammatically correct and meaningful sentences, we strengthen our grasp of sentence structure. These exercises are essential because they not only test our understanding of how sentences work, but also make our writing more flexible and impactful. Reordering jumbled phrases is another key skill. It involves changing the order of words to see how meaning and emphasis can shift. For example, switching from "the dog chased the ball" to "the ball was chased by the dog" changes the focus and tone of the sentence. This brings us to active and passive voice, another important aspect of sentence transformation. Manipulating sentence structure allows us to emphasize different parts of our message or achieve stylistic variety. It's a powerful tool for shaping how our ideas are perceived. Overall, learning to reshape your sentences is about more than just grammar. It's about enhancing your style and clarity. It gives you the ability to communicate your ideas more effectively and creatively, fitting perfectly into the broader theme of developing your writing skills. Now, let's look at how these advanced techniques can truly elevate your communication. First, mastering punctuation, commas, periods, semicolons, and other symbols, is essential for structuring your sentences correctly and conveying your meaning clearly. Proper punctuation guides your reader through your ideas smoothly and adds professionalism to your writing. Next, exploring literary devices like metaphors, similes, personification, and hyperbole allows you to enrich your language and make your messages more vivid and memorable. These tools help you paint pictures with words and evoke stronger emotional responses. We'll also dive into clauses, noun, adjective, and adverb clauses that let you build more complex and nuanced sentences. Understanding how to identify and use these clauses effectively adds depth and clarity to your language. Moving beyond basic sentence structures, these elements work together to add artistry and sophistication to your writing. They are the key to transforming simple ideas into compelling, expressive communication. Expanding your vocabulary is a crucial step in improving both your comprehension and your ability to express yourself clearly. When you know more words and phrases, it becomes easier to understand what you read and hear, and also to convey your ideas more effectively. Recognizing and using common expressions can help you sound more natural and fluent in English, making your conversations flow more smoothly. Let's talk about some key points. First, there are phrases like "kick the bucket," which might not make sense if you only look at the words themselves. These are idiomatic expressions, and understanding their meanings adds richness to your language. Second, idioms often change how we interpret words or sentences. For example, adding prefixes or suffixes can turn "happy" into "unhappy" or "read" into "readable," vastly expanding your vocabulary and understanding. Finally, a rich vocabulary isn't just about knowing many words. It's also about mastering different forms of those words. By studying prefixes, suffixes, and various word forms, you can create new words and understand others more deeply. This all ties into the broader goal of this presentation, building a strong, versatile language foundation. When you expand your word power, you open up new ways to communicate clearly and confidently in English. Let's take a closer look at slide 13. Here, we're emphasizing the importance of condensing information effectively while still keeping it clear and grammatically correct. This skill is crucial because it helps you communicate your ideas more efficiently, whether you're making notes or summarizing a text. Next, we have the section on note-making and summarizing. This is about capturing the main points without unnecessary detail, which makes your notes more useful and easier to review. Then, we move on to spotting errors. This practical application involves identifying and correcting grammatical mistakes in sentences, which sharpens your eye for accuracy and helps improve your overall language skills. Following that, we focus on writing skills. Developing articles, speeches, narratives, and letters allows you to apply all the grammar rules you've learned, reinforcing your understanding through real-world practice. The next point is about gap filling, completing sentences with the correct tenses, determiners, or prepositions. This exercise helps solidify your grasp of grammar in context. Finally, we come to the importance of practice and application. Remember, theory is important, but consistent practice is where true mastery happens. Through various exercises, we'll bring grammar to life and boost your confidence in using it effectively. All these elements work together to enhance your overall language proficiency, making your communication clearer and more impactful.